Greensboro is the third most populous city in North Carolina after Charlotte and Raleigh. The city has come a long way since its beginnings as a small government center to an early 1900s textile and transportation hub, and is now one of the most diverse communities and successful economies in the United States. The population of Greensboro for immigrants is made up of people from Asia, Africa, Eastern Europe, the former Soviet Union, the Caribbean, and Latin America. This population of immigrants also is made up of refugees from the following countries: Vietnam, the highlands of Laos, Somalia, Sudan, former Yugoslavia, and many more. Immigrants are also becoming more integrated into the North Carolina labor force, particularly in agriculture, construction, and retail trade, as well as technical services, manufacturing, education, baking, and healthcare. This means that in our everyday lives, we see that immigrants are working alongside U.S.-born citizens as well. There are also businesses run by immigrants, such as restaurants and retail service providers.
This pictograph depicts the percentage of what new Americans in America do when they arrive. As you can see in the graph, 85.1% of children in North Carolina alone have immigrant parents that were born outside the U.S. Also, 39.2% of foreign-born adults have a bachelor's degree or higher. This map shows how 6 to 10% of immigrants in Greensboro have assisted the overall population decline in North Carolina. When you think of the term business camouflage, you probably think of people going to other countries and starting a business under false pretense. It is especially relevant in the United States, as everyone here is obsessed with foreign foods and objects that are said to be from other cultures.
Immigration and business. Immigrants started 28% of all new U.S. businesses in 2011, despite accounting for just 12.9% of the U.S. population. Below you will see countries that people in Greensboro come from.
How does this affect you? Over the last 15 years, immigrants have increased the rate by which they start businesses by more than 50%, while the native-born have seen their business generation rate decline by 10%.
October 28, 2015, Pat McCrory signed a bill in North Carolina called the Protect the North Carolina Workers Act. In this act, it bans state cities from accepting identification from their homelands or adopting sanctuary policies for undocumented immigrants. This will make it difficult for undocumented immigrants to do things like pick up their kids from school early because they will not accept their form of ID. Mayor Nancy Vaughn said, "I really think this legislation was targeted towards the city of Greensboro because of what we are doing with Faith Action and the ID card."
Small business creation. Immigrants start more than 25% of all businesses in the 7 of the 8 sectors of the economy that the U.S. government expects to grow the fastest over the next decade. These include healthcare and social assistance, construction, retail trade, and leisure and hospitality, among others. What can you do? As with any topic, the first thing you can do is to get informed at the subject of hand, immigration being the topic. Then, after you become informed on the topic, you can get involved and help at one of the many immigration centers near to you.
Depending on how the city of Greensboro chooses to solve the problem, there are many ways to integrate with immigrants and suggested ways of removal. One ideal is the Obama-Biden plan. This plan secures our borders, enforces immigration laws, and reaffirms our heritage as a nation of immigrants. There is also the reform of the U.S. Bureau of Citizenship and Immigration Services. This ideal handles legal immigration more effectively and efficiently. This also does a better job of providing the immigration services and enforcement. These solutions make immigration and work visa programs support the U.S. economy.
Below are the centers for immigrants in Greensboro: American Friends Service Committee, Church World Service, Faith Action, and the UNCG Center for New North Carolinians.